All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about something pretty profound. What if you could actually change your past? No, seriously, what if your future wasn't just defined by all the struggles you've been through, but was actually fueled by them? We're about to break down how a simple, powerful shift in your perspective can literally change everything. So, let me ask you a couple of things right off the bat. First, do you feel like your past is this fixed, unchangeable story that's already been written? And second, do you ever feel like happiness and success are kind of like a pizza? There's only so many slices to go around, and if someone else gets a piece, that's one less for you? Well, get ready because we are about to completely tear down both of those ideas. First up, the view from the ground. Look, this whole concept really starts with a simple truth. Your perspective creates your reality. It really all just boils down to whether you're spending your life looking down at your feet or if you remember to look up at the stars. I want you to think about it like this. Imagine you're an ant. Your entire world is the ground right in front of you. It's all about the next pebble, the next crumb of food, the next obstacle. It's a world of limitations. But us? We humans can do something absolutely incredible that an ant just can't. We can stop, look up, and see the moon. We can see the stars and wonder about the sheer size of the universe. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Our special, unique capacity for real happiness comes from exactly that. This amazing power we have to connect with something way bigger than our little day-to-day problems. Honestly, it's our greatest superpower. Okay, get ready for a really radical idea. We're always told you can't change the past, right? But what if? What if that's not the whole truth? What if the meaning of your past is actually completely flexible? Okay, this is the absolute key. Your memory isn't some perfect video recording of what happened. Nope, it's an interpretation. And that interpretation is colored completely by how you feel right now, in this moment. The glasses you're wearing today decide the color of your entire history. Just look at how this plays out. When you're feeling unhappy and stuck in the present, you look back at your past, and what do you see? You see every failure, every mistake, every heartbreak as the direct cause of your pain today. But if you can find a way to be happy now, you can look back at those exact same events and see them in a totally new light. They're no longer the cause of your suffering. They're the seeds that had to be planted for you to grow into who you are. This really says it all, doesn't it? The real power isn't about trying to erase your past. It's about reframing it. The second you change your present state of mind, every single bad thing that ever happened to you can be transformed into a crucial chapter of your success story. Okay, next section, hardship as your fertilizer. So we've just reframed the past, but what about all the challenges we're dealing with right now? Well, this next idea is all about learning to see every single difficulty not as some annoying roadblock, but as pure fuel for your growth. This is the idea of a growth mindset, or in Japanese, Josho Shiko. It's this philosophy that treats every difficulty, every setback, every failure as fertilizer. Yeah, it might stink in the moment, it might be messy, but it's the very stuff that helps your soul grow stronger, tougher, and way more resilient. And this is a question we all really have to ask ourselves. I mean, think about it. Were you put here to have an easy, comfortable, smooth ride? Or did you maybe come here for something more? To be tested, to be challenged, to really find out what you're made of? When you start looking at it from this perspective, you realize hardship isn't a sign that you're failing or doing something wrong. It's actually a sign that you're doing exactly what you came here to do, to experience things, to learn, and to grow your soul through the very challenges life throws at you. All right, so we've reframed our past and our present struggles. Now, what about our relationships with other people and success? It's time we finally bust the myth of that single, limited happiness pie. So often, we see the world just like this pie. We think there are only so many slices of success, right? Only so many good jobs, so much money, so much happiness to go around. And if someone else gets a really big piece, well, that means there's less left for you. It turns life into one big competition. But what if I told you that this entire concept, this whole zero-sum game we've been taught to play, is just an illusion? It's not actually real. And this right here is the game-changing shift in your thinking. Instead of fighting with everyone else over the slices of the one pie that's on the table, you have to realize you have the ingredients and the power to go into the kitchen and bake a brand new one, or two,
or 10. When one door closes, it doesn't mean the game is over. It just means there are literally infinite other doors just waiting for you to open them.
So, how in the world do we put all of this into practice? This all sounds great, but what are the tools? Well, this final part of our explainer is all about the internal mindset, the stuff you need inside you to actually live this empowered life.
You know, a truly charismatic, magnetic person is always balancing two things that seem like total opposites. On the one hand, they have massive, unapologetic ambition. They dream big and they go after their goals like their life depends on it. But at the same time, they have this deep, genuine humility. They know that their success isn't just about them. It comes from the help of other people, from good fortune, and from a power that's greater than themselves.
And one of the key tools for this is something we can call prayer. But I want you to think of it as less about just asking for stuff and more as an act of recognizing who you really are. It's that moment you acknowledge that you are so much more than just a body in a three-dimensional world, that you're connected to something bigger. Believing that and acting on it can unlock a power that can literally influence your reality. You know, when you boil it all down, every single idea we've talked about today rests on one single foundational belief: your ability to have hope, to be resilient, to change your past and create your future. It all comes down to how you see yourself. This is the core belief you've got to hold on to. It's about seeing yourself not as flawed or broken or not good enough, but as a diamond in the rough. You have inherent, unshakable value. And when you truly, deeply believe this, you have a source of inner light that no external darkness, no failure, and no hardship can ever put out.
So it really all comes down to this. Your past is not fixed. Hardship is just fertilizer for your soul. And you are a diamond in the rough. So the only real question left is, how are you going to choose to shine?